Picture this. You wake up every morning thinking trading is about making money, but somehow the harder you chase profit, the faster it slips through your hands. You win one trade and feel unstoppable, then lose the next and feel broken. You search for better indicators, better entries, better secrets, yet the real problem keeps following you everywhere. Frustration grows, doubt gets louder. You start asking yourself, why does this keep happening to me? But understand this. This is not about the market. This is about you. In this video, you will discover why most traders lose by focusing on profit, how professionals think differently, why discipline beats emotion every single time, and how mastering the process can transform not only your trading, but your entire mindset. If you are tired of emotional trades, inconsistent results, and feeling trapped in the same cycle, stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you see trading forever. Chapter 1: Why Chasing Profit Makes Traders Lose the Real Game. Picture this. You wake up with one thought in your mind. Today is the day. Today you will make money. Today the market will finally give you what you believe you deserve. You open the charts with excitement. Your heart beats faster. You imagine the green numbers. You imagine proving everyone wrong. You imagine freedom, but then the trade moves against you. Just a little at first, then more. Now frustration enters the room. You take another trade, then another. You are no longer trading. You are reacting, you are chasing, you are fighting. And deep inside, a voice whispers, this is not fair. But understand this. This is not about the market. This is about you. The biggest trap in trading is not a bad strategy. It is not bad timing. It is not bad luck. It is the obsession with profit. The moment profit becomes your emotional target, you stop seeing clearly, you stop following rules, you stop thinking in probabilities, you begin needing the market to pay you now. And the market owes you nothing. Let me tell you something. Profit is seductive because it feels like success, it looks like progress, it looks like proof. But when you worship profit, you become weak, because now your emotions rise and fall with every candle. One green move gives you hope, one red candle gives you fear. You are no longer in control. The market is a mirror. It reflects impatience. It reflects greed. It reflects the desperate need to be right. It shows you every crack in your psychology. It showed you your fear. It showed you your weakness. It showed you the truth. First comes hope, then excitement, then ego says, go bigger. Then loss arrives, then fear, then panic, then revenge. This is the cycle of the trader who worships outcomes. But the professional sees a different game. They know one trade means nothing. One day means nothing. Even 1 week means little. They focus on execution, on routine, on risk, on repeating high-quality behavior again and again. Because they know certainty is an illusion. Probability is the only truth. This is where everything changes. Your enemy is not losing money. Your enemy is emotional dependency on money. Ego wants quick results. Discipline wants long-term growth. Ego wants excitement. Discipline wants structure. When you stop asking, how much can I make today, and start asking, did I trade my process today, you begin to transform. Trading stops being a casino and becomes a craft. Stops being stress and becomes skill. And once you realize that profit is the reward for process, not the goal itself, you are ready for the next lesson. But most traders never reach that point. Why? Because they are addicted to something far more dangerous than losing, the need to win now. Chapter 2: The Hidden Power of Falling in Love with the Process. Imagine this. 2 traders open the same chart, see the same setup, and click the same button. One is hungry for money. The other is committed to the process. On the surface, they look identical. But inside, they are worlds apart. One is tense, checking every tick, praying the market moves fast. The other is calm, because the result was never the mission. The mission was execution. And that difference changes everything. Most traders think success comes from finding the perfect setup, the perfect indicator, the perfect entry. But understand this, perfection is a distraction. The real edge is not hidden in the chart. It is hidden in your relationship with repetition. Can you follow rules when bored? Can you stay patient when nothing is happening? Can you accept a loss without changing your identity? This is not about the market. This is about you. Falling in love with the process sounds simple. But for the average trader, it feels impossible. Why? Because the process is quiet. It is slow. It does not give dopamine. There are no fireworks in journaling trades, no applause in waiting for confirmation, no instant thrill in respecting risk. The ego hates process because process delays reward. But the process is where power lives. The market is like a gym for the mind. You do not become strong from one workout, you become strong from repetition. Set after set, day after day, trade after trade. The same is true here. Every time you follow your plan, even after a loss, you build psychological muscle. Every time you skip an impulsive trade, you build control. Every time you accept uncertainty, you build freedom. Hope says, maybe this one will change everything. Excitement says, go bigger. Ego says, you're smarter than the rules. Then loss arrives, fear enters, panic follows. But when you love the process, something different happens. You lose but stay stable, you win but stay humble. You keep moving. This is where everything changes. A trader focused on outcomes is emotional. A trader focused on process is professional. One asks, did I make money? The other asks, did I execute correctly? One lives in drama, the other lives in data. Let me tell you something. Profit can disappear overnight. A winning streak can vanish. But a strong process stays with you. It becomes part of your identity. It travels into every session, every market condition, every season of life. Trading was never meant to teach you how to make money first. It teaches you how to master yourself first. And once you begin loving the boring disciplines others avoid, you unlock something dangerous to the average trader. Consistency. But consistency demands one painful sacrifice most people refuse to make. Chapter 3. Discipline over dopamine. How consistency builds winners. Picture this. The market opens, candles start moving fast, and your pulse rises with them. You feel that familiar rush. Maybe this is the move. Maybe this is the trade that explodes. Your finger hovers over the button. No confirmation, no clear edge, no plan. But the excitement is loud. The urge is strong. And a voice inside says, just take it. This is how many traders lose before the trade even begins. This is not about the market. This is about addiction. Most traders are not addicted to money. They are addicted to stimulation. The fast entries, the instant action, the emotional roller coaster of winning and losing. They call it passion. They call it ambition. But often it is dopamine wearing a disguise. Dopamine loves novelty. It loves speed. It loves the possibility of reward. That is why random trades feel exciting. That is why overtrading feels irresistible. That is why patience feels painful. The brain craves movement even when movement destroys you. Discipline is the opposite energy. Discipline is quiet. It does not scream. It does not promise thrills. It asks you to wait while others chase. It asks you to sit still while candles dance. It asks you to follow rules when emotions beg for exceptions. And because it feels boring, most people reject it. But understand this. Boring habits build extraordinary results. The market is a casino for the impulsive, but a business for the disciplined. One trader enters because they feel something. Another enters because conditions are met. One exits in panic. Another exits by plan. One celebrates luck. Another respects process. First comes hope, then excitement. Then ego says, you can break the rule this one time. Then loss appears, then anger, then revenge trading, then regret. This cycle repeats until the trader is exhausted. But the disciplined trader lives differently. They miss trades and remain calm. They take losses and remain steady. They win and do not become reckless. Why? Because their identity is not tied to the last result. Their confidence comes from consistency, not chaos. Let me tell you something. Consistency is not built on your best day. It is built on ordinary days. The days you want to force trades but don't. The days you want to move stops but don't. The days you want excitement but choose structure. That is where winners are created. Ego wants action now. Discipline wants progress later. Ego wants to stay alive. Trading is not testing your strategy as much as it is testing your nervous system. Can you remain calm when nothing happens? Can you remain rational when everything moves? Because once you defeat the craving for excitement, you become dangerous in the best way possible. And then you face a deeper challenge many never survive. Trusting your process when results turn against you. Chapter 4. When results lie, trusting the process during losses. Imagine this. You followed every rule. You waited patiently. You entered only when your setup appeared. You managed risk exactly as planned. You did everything right. Then the trade lost anyway. The candle reversed. The stop was hit. Money disappeared. And now the mind begins its attack. Maybe the system is broken. Maybe I'm not good enough. Feel that moment carefully because this is where most traders destroy months of progress. This is not about the market. This is about trust. Many traders believe a good process should always create immediate rewards. But the market does not reward correctness on demand. It rewards probability over time. And time is where impatient people fall apart. Understand this, a good trade can lose, a bad trade can win. One result proves nothing, yet most traders judge everything through the last outcome. If they win, they feel brilliant. If they lose, they feel broken. Their confidence rises and falls like a candle wick in a storm. That is emotional slavery. The market is a coin flip thousands of times. You may know the odds. You may have the edge. But any single flip can still go against you. If you expect certainty from probability, pain is guaranteed. This is why losses feel so dangerous. Not because of money alone, but because they threaten identity. Ego says, if I lose, I am wrong. Discipline says, if I follow the plan, I am growing. Two voices, two paths. First comes hope, then disciplined execution, then loss, then doubt whispers, then fear gets louder, then panic says, change the strategy now, then revenge says, win it back immediately. And just like that, one clean loss becomes 5 emotional mistakes. Let me tell you something. The loss was not the real damage. The reaction was, professionals know results can lie in the short term. A winning streak can hide terrible habits. A losing streak can hide excellent discipline. That is why they track behavior, not mood. They review execution, not emotion. They ask, did I honor the process? Before asking, did I make money? This is where everything changes. When you can lose correctly, you become powerful. When you can stay consistent through discomfort, you become rare. When you trust your edge during temporary pain, you begin thinking like a professional. Trading is not about avoiding losses. It is about surviving them without losing yourself. The amateur quits when results hurt. The professional learns when results hurt. And once you realize that patience during losing periods creates future strength, you are ready for the next transformation, becoming someone who thinks beyond emotion, beyond impulse, beyond the need to be right. Chapter 5, From Emotional Trader to Professional Thinker. Picture this. The chart moves sharply against you, and in 1 second your entire personality changes. Calm disappears. Logic disappears. Your breathing gets shallow. Your hand rushes to close a trade, reverse the position, or double the size. Minutes ago you had a plan. Now you have panic. This is how emotions hijack traders every single day. Not because they are weak, but because they never learned to think professionally under pressure. This is not about the market. This is about your mind. Most people enter trading with everyday thinking. They react to pain, chase pleasure, avoid discomfort, and seek certainty. That may work in normal life. It destroys people in markets. Because markets are built on uncertainty, they reward probabilities, not predictions. They reward those who can stay rational while others become emotional. Understand this. Professional thinking is unnatural at first. Your brain wants to escape losses quickly. It wants to lock profits too early. It wants to move stops so pain can be delayed. It wants to take random trades so boredom can end. Every impulse feels intelligent in the moment, but many impulses are just emotions wearing the mask of logic. The market is a pressure chamber. Whatever lives inside you gets amplified. If fear lives inside you, fear grows louder. If ego lives inside you, ego gets reckless. If insecurity lives inside you, hesitation becomes paralysis. It showed you your fear. It showed you your impatience. It showed you the truth. The emotional trader asks, how do I feel right now? The professional asks, what does my system say right now? One follows mood, the other follows method. First comes hope, then excitement after a small win, then ego says, increase size. Then loss arrives, then anger says, take it back. Then panic says, something is wrong. Then exhaustion follows. This cycle repeats until the trader realizes the enemy was never the chart. This is where everything changes. To become a professional thinker, you must create distance between feeling and action. Feel fear, but do not obey it. Feel greed, but do not let it rewrite your rules. Emotion can speak. It just cannot drive. Let me tell you something. Mature traders still feel everything beginners feel. The difference is response. They train pause. They train process. They train perspective. Trading becomes powerful when you stop trying to control the market and start controlling your reactions to it. Ego wants to be right now. Discipline wants to be consistent later. Emotion wants relief. Professional thinking wants truth. And once you begin thinking this way, a deeper realization appears. Maybe trading was never about money at all. Maybe it was preparing you for something much bigger. Chapter 6, Master the process and profit becomes the side effect. Imagine this. One day you open the charts. and something feels different. The candles still move, winners still come and go, losses still happen. But inside you, there's calm, no desperation, no need to force anything. You are no longer begging the market for rewards. You are simply doing your work, quietly, precisely, consistently. This is the moment most traders never reach. The moment trading stops being emotional warfare and becomes self-mastery. This is not about the market. This is about who you became through the market. At the beginning, you wanted profit. That was the bait. Fast money, freedom, validation. You thought the real game was numbers on a screen. But numbers were only the doorway. The real game was discipline, patience, emotional control, identity. Understand this. Profit is often a delayed consequence of becoming the kind of person who deserves it. The market does not pay you for wanting money. It pays you for handling uncertainty. It pays you for managing risk. It pays you for repeating quality decisions when results are unclear. It pays you for staying stable when others collapse. The market is a mirror, but now the reflection is changed. It shows your patience. It shows your control. It shows your growth. Hope once controlled you. Excitement once distracted you. Ego once made you reckless. Loss once terrified you. Fear once froze you. Panic once ruled your decisions, but now acceptance has entered the room. Now clarity has arrived. This is where everything changes. You stop measuring yourself by daily P&L. You stop treating wins as proof and losses as failure. You stop searching for perfect entries and magical systems. Instead, you ask better questions. Did I follow my rules? Did I respect risk? Did I stay emotionally neutral? Did I execute with integrity? That is the language of professionals. Let me tell you something. When process becomes your obsession, profit becomes quieter. It sneaks in through consistency. It compounds through patience. It grows while you focus elsewhere. Ego wants applause. Discipline wants repetition. Ego wants shortcuts. Discipline wants standards. Ego wants to look rich. Discipline wants to become strong. Trading was never designed to make everyone wealthy. It was designed to expose everyone honestly. Some quit when exposed. Some blame the market. Some chase new systems forever. But a few accept the deeper lesson. They realize every chart was training composure. Every loss was training humility. Every rule was training character. Every session was asking one question. Can you master yourself? Because in the end, the greatest profit was never money. It was the person you had to become to earn it. And now the final question remains. When you open the charts tomorrow, will you chase outcomes again, or will you play the real game?